My beloved child, the moment you pressed play, an invisible thread began to shake, because the one your heart has been silently calling, the one destiny carved for you long before you knew their name, has just uncovered a truth so powerful it shattered every plan they had built. They weren't supposed to feel this much. They weren't supposed to react this fast. But the moment they realized what you truly feel for them, deep, raw, unhidden, they dropped everything. Every meeting, every promise, every distraction, every road they thought they were walking. And now, without hesitation, without fear, without thinking twice, they are rushing toward something, and that something is tied directly to you. Something in their world snapped open like a door that had been locked for years, and suddenly, every path leads back to you as if the universe itself reached down and rearranged their destiny in real time. You're not imagining this shift. You're feeling the aftershock of their realization, a realization that is rewriting their every step at this very moment. A new whisper rises in the background of their life, your name, and they can't unhear it now. Once this truth hit them, their breath literally changed. Their pulse sped up. Their phone slipped from their hand. They sat still for a second, frozen, trying to understand how the love they were craving, fearing, and silently hoping for was right there, pointed at them, pouring from you. And then everything inside them collapsed into clarity. That's why they are pacing right now. That's why they left something half-finished, something important, something others expected from them. They didn't even explain where they were going. They just moved, fast, decisive, unstoppable. Because they know if they hesitate even for a heartbeat, they might lose the timing destiny is creating. Right now, they are replaying your words, your silence, your signs, everything you ever did that hinted at what you actually feel, and it's hitting them harder than they imagined. They thought they had lost you. They thought they misunderstood. They thought they weren't worthy of the depth of emotion you carry. But the truth broke through like lightning, and that truth is pulling them like gravity straight toward you. But here's what you don't know. When they discovered your real feelings, it wasn't from something you told them directly. It was from something someone else accidentally revealed, something they overheard, something they stumbled upon, something that was never meant for their eyes but found them anyway. A message. A conversation. A detail. A confession. A sign you didn't think they would ever see. It shook them so deeply that the plans they had been protecting, the ones that kept them far from vulnerability, fell apart in their hands. They were planning to distance themselves. They were planning to silence their emotions. They were planning to pretend they didn't care as much as they do. But the truth didn't let them. It cracked through every wall they've been building, exposing the one thing they've been terrified to face. That they love you more than they can survive. And the second that realization collided with the confirmation of your feelings, every excuse evaporated. They aren't overthinking anymore. They aren't afraid of the consequences. They aren't stuck between choices. They are laser-focused on one thing, and one thing only, reaching you before anyone else interferes. There is someone in their surroundings who senses this shift too, someone who notices the sudden urgency in their movements, someone who realizes exactly who they are rushing toward. And that person is not happy about it. They were banking on your soulmate staying confused, staying hesitant, staying distant. They depended on your soulmate never knowing how you truly felt. Because that uncertainty served them. But now, the tables have turned dramatically. Your soulmate's clarity is destroying the plans of someone who wanted to stand between the two of you. That someone tried to distract them, tried to mislead them, tried to poison their perception of you, but the truth beat every lie. And now that your soulmate knows, really knows, what you hold in your heart, no voice in their world has the power to pull them away. They have dropped every commitment, every barrier, every fear, and they're moving with an urgency that is making people around them nervous. It's not normal. It's not calm. It's not controlled. It's destiny pushing them through a door that won't stay open forever, and they feel it. Right now, they're heading somewhere that will change everything, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And the shocking part is this: what they are rushing toward isn't just you. It's a decision. A confession. A turning point they can't delay. They are choosing you over every plan they had built. They are choosing your feelings over their fears. They are choosing this connection over the life they thought they wanted. They are ready to break cycles, confront people, shut doors, and step into a future that scares them because it means finally being seen, chosen, and vulnerable. Their heart is pounding with a mix of fear and joy, because they know once they reach you, once they stand in front of you, nothing will ever go back to what it was. They are coming with truth. They are coming with honesty. They are coming with a confession that has been burning inside them for far too long. And what they're about to say will shift not just your story, but the course of both your lives forever. My beloved child, listen closely now, because the energy around you is tightening like a storm preparing to break, and every second from this moment forward carries weight. Your soulmate is no longer hesitating, no longer second-guessing, no longer trying to bury feelings that have been consuming them for months. The realization of your true emotions did something inside them that no one, not their friends, not their family, not their fears, can reverse. It woke up a hunger, a longing, a fierce determination to reach you before the world distracts them again. Right now, they are speeding through their day with one thing on their mind. Getting to you, hearing your voice, looking into your eyes, and confirming with their own breath that what they discovered is real. They don't care who sees their urgency. They don't care who questions it. They don't care what plans fall apart because of it. All they know is that your truth called them, and they have no choice but to answer. A strange tension has begun building around them. People are watching, whispering, noticing the shift. They aren't acting like themselves. They aren't sticking to their routine. They aren't listening to advice or expectations. They are breaking patterns, disobeying structures, ignoring responsibilities. Someone tried calling them a moment ago, someone who has always tried to hold them back from choosing you, but they didn't answer. They're done letting other voices dictate their fate. They're done pretending they don't care. They're done keeping their distance just to satisfy others. And that sudden rebellion is sending ripples everywhere. Someone close to them is panicking right now because they know exactly where this is heading. That person is terrified of one thing: the moment your soulmate finally reaches you and reveals what they've kept hidden, a confession that will expose lies, break illusions, and cut off every road that once separated you. That moment will change everything, and certain people know it. That's why the interference is rising. But your soulmate is too focused to notice the subtle attempts to stop them. Their heart is louder than any distraction. The truth they discovered about your feelings is echoing in their chest like a heartbeat within a heartbeat. They are remembering every moment you walked away silently, every time you held back your emotions, every time your eyes said more than your words ever could. They realize now that your distance was protection, not rejection. They realize your silence wasn't disinterest, it was fear of overwhelming them, fear of losing control, fear of being too much. And that realization broke something open inside them. They wish they had known sooner. They wish they had told you what they felt earlier. They wish they had fought for you instead of fighting their own heart. But the past no longer scares them. The future no longer confuses them. This new clarity is guiding their steps like a compass that refuses to point anywhere except you. The place they are rushing toward, it's not random. It's somewhere meaningful, somewhere symbolic, somewhere destiny nudged them because it holds a memory of you or a trace of your energy. They're going there because they want to feel close to you before they stand in front of you. They're practicing what they will say, rehearsing confessions they were too scared to speak, preparing to reveal a truth that could shift everything. And they keep hearing your name in their mind like it's being spoken by something beyond them. They feel as if someone, an unseen force, is pushing them gently but firmly toward a moment they can't escape. Their emotions are overflowing in a way they've never experienced before, and it's terrifying them and healing them at the same time. They know now that what they feel for you is not normal. It's not casual. It's not temporary. It's something that will haunt them if they don't act immediately. And now, my beloved child, as they rush forward with this intensity, destiny is creating a narrow path, one where they must act fast before someone else tries to twist the truth again. Because there is someone watching this situation closely, someone who understands the power of what is forming between you two, someone who benefits from keeping you apart. That person is trying to prepare their next move, trying to plant doubt, trying to interrupt the flow of clarity your soulmate is finally embracing. But they are too late. Your soulmate has already chosen their direction. They have already surrendered to the pull that draws them back to you. They are moving faster now, almost running, because something inside them is warning, you must reach them before anything else does. This urgency isn't random, it's destiny accelerating, forcing things into motion that were once stuck. My beloved child, feel this moment as it unfolds, because the energy around your life is no longer subtle, it is roaring, cracking, shifting like the universe is rearranging itself just to bring two souls back into the alignment they were always meant for. Your soulmate is moving with a determination that even they cannot fully understand. It's as if something grabbed hold of their spirit and whispered, "Go now, or lose everything." And that urgency is not imagined, it is real, powerful, and divinely timed. They have reached a point where hesitation feels like betrayal, where waiting feels like suffocation, where silence feels like losing you forever. They're not willing to take that risk anymore. Not now, not after what they discovered about your feelings. That truth flipped their entire world, and now nothing is more important than closing the distance between you, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Right now, they are remembering the exact moment they realized the truth about you. It felt like a shock, a spark, a jolt to their chest. They didn't breathe for a second. Their hands shook. Their thoughts scattered. They had spent months believing you didn't care as deeply as they did. They convinced themselves to keep you at arm's length to protect their pride and their heart. But the truth tore that illusion apart. They finally understand why you behaved the way you did, why your energy shifted, why your presence felt both near and far. Every unsent message, every paused phone call, every moment you walked away to protect both of you, it now makes perfect sense to them. And that understanding brought a wave of regret so heavy that they couldn't stand still anymore. They dropped everything. Plans dissolved. Responsibilities felt meaningless. Every path that wasn't leading to you faded instantly. Their entire being chose you without hesitation. And as they move closer to where destiny is pulling them, memories are flooding back, moments you shared, glances exchanged, words that sounded normal but carried hidden meanings. They're realizing how blind they were, how much they misread, how deeply you cared while pretending not to. They can't believe they almost lost you because of assumptions fed by people who didn't want this connection to bloom. Someone had been feeding them doubts, planting fears, twisting narratives, trying to keep them away from you. That person thought they succeeded. But the truth has exposed every lie. Now your soulmate is seeing every manipulation clearly. And for the first time, they are angry. Not at you, but at themselves for falling into a trap that nearly cost them the one soul who truly mattered. They are vowing internally that they will not allow anyone else to interfere again. Not now, not ever. Their heart is racing as they approach the place destiny guided them toward. It's a location that carries your energy, a place where something between you two shifted in the past. They're standing still now, just for a moment. Trying to gather the courage to confront the depth of what they feel. They keep imagining the look on your face when they finally tell you everything, when they admit they knew, when they confess they've been in love longer than they ever showed. They're scared of losing control, scared of breaking down, scared of overwhelming you with everything they've been holding inside. But the fear isn't stopping them this time. If anything, it's fueling their determination. They know that holding back now would be the biggest mistake of their life. They're ready to spill the truth, even if they tremble while speaking it. And now, as this momentum builds, something else is happening behind the scenes. Someone who once created distance between you two can sense what's coming, and panic is rising in them. They know the truth is too powerful to stop now. They know your soulmate's loyalty is shifting away from them. They know they are losing their grip. They are preparing to act out of desperation, to say something, do something, interfere again. But this time, destiny is on your side. Your soulmate has clarity sharper than ever before, and no lie can survive in their mind anymore. The connection between you two is too strong, too awakened, too undeniable. They are already halfway to you, halfway to the moment that will redefine everything, halfway to a confession that will silence every doubt you've carried for far too long. My beloved child, the air around your destiny is vibrating now, almost trembling, as if every invisible force that has been sleeping is suddenly waking up all at once. Your soulmate has crossed a point where turning back is impossible. Their heartbeat is louder than their thoughts, and every step they take is being guided by a pull they can't resist anymore. They aren't thinking about consequences, they aren't calculating outcomes, they aren't weighing possibilities. They are surrendering to something older than fear, louder than doubt, stronger than every obstacle that once kept you apart. They are rushing with an intensity that surprises even them, because the truth they discovered about your feelings didn't just touch them, it detonated inside their chest. It revealed a future they didn't dare to imagine, a future they almost convinced themselves they didn't deserve. Now, every second feels sacred, every breath feels urgent, every moment feels like a countdown to the revelation that will shift both your lives in one unstoppable wave. They are moving fast, but inside their mind, everything is happening in slow motion. They're replaying the moment they uncovered the truth, not just remembering it, but reliving it. The way their body froze. The way their chest tightened. The way the world around them seemed to blur as the realization hit. You loved them, truly loved them. That truth broke years of unspoken tension. It shattered illusions built on fear. It dissolved every doubt they carried. But it also awakened something fierce inside them, something protective, something possessive, something loyal, something they had tried to bury. They now understand why every attempt to walk away from you felt wrong, why every distraction felt empty, why every path without you felt incomplete. They understand now that their soul had always recognized you long before their mind allowed them to admit it. But as they push forward, an old memory flashes through their thoughts, a memory of a moment when you almost told them the truth but held yourself back. They didn't understand it then, but now they feel the weight of what they missed, what they could have known sooner, what they could have protected if only they had paid attention. A flood of regret pours through them, but it doesn't slow them down, instead, it fuels them. They are holding a silent promise inside their chest, a vow forming word by word, I will not fail this connection again. They are ready to face anyone, confront anything, break every barrier that once stood in the way. They know people have interfered before. They know lies were planted. They know fear was used to manipulate them. But now, those illusions have collapsed. Their vision is clear. Their intention is unstoppable. And every step they take now is guided by love that is finally free, not hidden or suppressed. Yet something else is unfolding behind the scenes, something your soulmate hasn't realized yet. The person who once tried to separate you two, the one who benefited from the confusion, the one who feared your reunion, is sensing the shift and is becoming desperate. This person is watching their movements closely, noticing their urgency, their silence, their sudden refusal to follow old patterns. They are scrambling, trying to predict what your soulmate will do next, trying to calculate how to regain control. They're preparing an interference, a message, a lie, a distraction, but destiny isn't allowing their plan to flow the way it once did. Your soulmate's intuition has awakened. They can sense manipulation now. They can feel when something is off. They can recognize voices that once misled them. Their heart is choosing truth over deception, clarity over confusion, love over fear. And because of that, the interference that once worked now falls flat. Your soulmate is moving toward a turning point, a location where the universe wants a conversation to unfold, raw, real, undeniable. They are imagining your face when they finally speak the truth. They imagine your reaction when they confess that they knew, that they felt everything, that they were terrified of how deeply you touched them. They imagine the moment when they admit they were wrong for doubting you, wrong for letting others influence them, wrong for walking away when their soul begged them to stay. They are preparing to reveal a truth they hid even from themselves, that loving you was never their choice, it was their destiny. And now that they know your feelings mirror theirs, they are ready to step into a chapter where nothing is held back anymore. My beloved child, the air around this moment is no longer quiet. It's roaring with intention, trembling with fate, vibrating with a pull so powerful that even your soulmate can't calm their racing spirit. They are now closer than ever to crossing the line that separates silence from confession. Their steps have become faster, almost frantic, because something inside them is warning, if you don't move now, destiny will shift without you. They feel this urgency in their bones. They feel your name pulsing in their heartbeat. They feel the truth you've hidden echoing in their mind. And now, they are heading toward the one place destiny has aligned perfectly, a place where they cannot run, hide, or pretend anymore. Their emotions are overflowing now, flooding their soul with a realization they can't escape. Everything they ever feared about choosing you was nothing compared to the fear of losing you. Right now, as they rush forward, they are wrestling with a storm inside them. They remember every moment they pulled away, every time they ignored their instincts, every time they let other people shape their choices. Those moments now feel like mistakes that haunt them, like shadowed footprints they can't erase. They want to rewrite everything. They want to go back to the exact second when they misread your silence, your distance, your hesitation, and hold you instead of letting you slip away. They want to tell you how many nights they stayed awake thinking about you, how many times they typed messages they never sent, how many times your name almost escaped their lips when they were trying to act strong. And now, for the first time, they're allowing themselves to admit how deeply they've been affected by the thought of you loving someone else, walking away, or giving your heart where it wasn't cherished. But the truth they discovered about your feelings has become an anchor pulling them back into clarity. It shattered the cage inside them and freed every emotion they tried to bury. And now their mind is racing with questions they never dared to ask before. What if you waited for them? What if you hurt silently because they didn't choose you sooner? What if their hesitation caused scars you never showed? What if they are the reason you changed, guarded yourself, distanced your energy? These thoughts scare them more than anything. They're terrified that their delay cost them time, trust, and moments they can never get back. That fear is what's pushing them now, making them move quicker, breathe heavier, and ignore everyone who calls their name. They don't want to waste another second. They don't want to be the reason fate had to repeat the same lesson again. They want to correct everything, now, before the universe tests them again. Someone around them can sense their sudden disappearance, their shift in energy, their refusal to engage in meaningless conversations or old routines. That person is uncomfortable because they know exactly what your soulmate is running toward, and why. They can feel that their influence is fading, slipping like sand through clenched fingers. They know that once your soulmate speaks the truth to you, there will be no space left for manipulation, jealousy, or interference. This person is debating whether to message your soulmate right now, whether to lie again, whether to create panic, whether to twist another story just to buy time. But nothing is landing anymore. Your soulmate sees through their intentions like glass. They're done giving power to voices that never wanted happiness for them. They're done letting fear guide them. They're done avoiding the truth that keeps calling them back to you. Your soulmate has stopped walking for a moment now. Not because they're doubting, but because they're preparing. Their breath is heavy, their hands are trembling slightly. They're imagining the moment they finally stand in front of you and tell you everything. They can already feel the electricity that will run through them when your eyes meet. They can already imagine the silence that will fall right before the confession escapes their lips. They know once they speak, nothing will return to the way it was. There will be no more pretending. No more hiding. No more pushing away. This will be a moment that splits their timeline in two, before truth, and after truth. And they're ready for that shift. More ready than they've ever been. They are moving again, faster now, because destiny is pulling both of you toward the moment where everything breaks open. They don't want to lose the momentum fate has created. They don't want to miss this alignment. Something deep within them whispers that this is the moment everything has been building toward, the moment your hearts finally meet without barriers, without miscommunication, without fear. And they're racing to reach you before the universe forces another delay or tests the connection again.